Hello everyone, how is it going? Today I want to show you a different game. As you see, this is not Path of Exile 1, this is Path of Exile 2. So it has been released a few months ago, I think maybe 2 months or 3 months, I don't know now. So what is all of this about? I have played a little bit of Path of Exile 2 at the beginning when it was released. I've played of course I have the early access to the game, but I just kind of stopped playing it. I gave it some time because I've decided to return to Path of Exile 1 because of the Legacy of Frisia event. So I just went away for a while from Path of Exile 2, but now I've decided to return and keep on progressing on my Atlas because I haven't got a real good time progressing through my Atlas, not gonna lie to you guys anyway. So I really I'm gonna tell you now some differences I think about because I 1 and 2. So one thing you need to notice is that they are completely different games, and I think Path of Exile 1 has found its own formula and uniqueness that Path of Exile 2 couldn't really, you know, if Path of Exile 2 would be basically Path of Exile 1, just with different skin, let's say like that, it's different skin, it wouldn't be an interesting game because this is not what we want to see. We don't want to see another Path of Exile, but a new Path of Exile. That's what this is about. So I'm just gonna do some map here. This is a tier I think 9, so I'm just progressing very slowly through the map. I'm not even worrying about farming strategy or nothing. I'm just going through the flow. Let the so I can have my own understanding of the game as I play it through and not just read a bunch of guides, which sometimes it's what's missing, right? Sometimes you just look right away through a guide in how to do it because I don't want to make any mistakes. But in Path of Exile 2 you can make your mistakes and you can fix them later on if you really feel the need to, if you want to, if you wish to fix and make a better character, you can do it. It's really easy. So I'm just playing a crossbow build here because I think the crossbow and bows, they remind me a lot of the Path of Exile feeling, right? But the dynamic is kind of different because yes, you still go through and shoot at packs of mobs and they just die, explode, and you get the loot. It's still the same thing, but it's way less speedy. You know, you have way slower pace. You are they incentivize us players to rotate our skills, to make combos, to um, to understand what is really going on with the skill, and then try to combine them together to have a better character or to have a good build. Uh, but anyway, I think if you really focus on going speedy, you can do that. You can get a Force of the Queen, you can play as a Lightning Arrow Deadeye, and you will go really fast. You can like complete maps absolutely fast, incredibly fast with that strategy. I just went with the most fun, for me at least, because it's really fun to like going through some packs of mobs and just shoot it in the face, like you are like, I don't know, it feels like this is a shooter game. Okay, so this boss is it's kind of shitty. I don't like him. Let's see what can we do against him. Okay, so that's it. So we're just gonna shoot, judge that, and there you go. The boss is dead. That was really easy. That was really easy. No trouble. Okay, so that's basically my build. It is. I'm not gonna lie, it is a really good build, but to be honest, there are much better builds out there that you could try it out. So I'm gonna give some considerations on some aspect of this game really quick, and explain to you my further plans. How do I plan? How are my plans for the next project? Okay. Okay. So let's go. So Path of Exile 2 is really good game. Is a really good game. At first, when I played it, I thought it was kind of a slow game. Oh, this is not Path of Exile, not playing Path of Exile. But once you immerse, I felt so immersive when I was leveling in the campaign, the stories, the graphics, the how can I say, the aesthetic of the game, the crafting, the skill gems. Those are all systems that I think are really interesting, and it's the how can I say it? They are really the things that makes difference between Path of Exile 1 and 2. It's the way how you approach some things. And so as I'm at the end game, I really enjoy that you just need to get the waystone. You don't need to worry about the map. You can just go and follow your atlas, right? And they are really fun. It's really nice. The atlas is so gorgeous. I mean, it's, you can see like some details in here. There are, you can see that this is, there are a lot of love involved into this game. I can assure you that. And GG is such a nice company. Like, they really listen to their player base. They love the feedbacks. Of course, sometimes they gotta get some backlash, but you know, sometimes you got it, and sometimes you get caught. There is no turning back. Okay, and talking about the talk a little more about the campaign. I think the campaign is really long. Maybe it didn't need to be that extremely long. The trial of ascendancy, the ultimatum, and the fucking sanctum, I hate them. I prefer the sanctum more because the sanctum is a little more fun, I think, rather than the ultimatum. But the ultimatum is, I don't know, easier and faster, but sometimes the modifiers are just so ridiculous that you can't even continue, or even sometimes build breaking. So that's why I don't enjoy the ultimate. I prefer to do the sanctum. And I didn't even finish my labs here. I could even do this to get this ascendancy point. I would get 30% less damage taken when when I'm all my wind tailwind charges here. What's the name? Yeah, it's the tailwind. Anyway, but I didn't do it because I hate the sanctum and I don't want to do the ultimatum. So I don't know, I'm not gonna do it. I don't know if I will one day to finish this build, but I wish they could they could bring back some kind of lab, because I think the lab, at least it was really fast to do. You didn't even need to think too much when you're doing it. You're just doing it and follow your path through the ether, right? But it turns out to be this way. Now, of course, they're not gonna change anything on that, but I wish they could make the ultimatum less punishing, because I think it's too punishing right now. Um, so, which one do I prefer most? I was playing Path of Exile, The Legacy of Risha, a little bit, but I decided to return to Path of Exile 2 because it's something completely new, and I haven't even finished my whole atlas, so I need to like reach to the end game, the real end game, and kill the end game bosses to say that I've tried out all of the Path of Exile 2 early access experience. So at the moment I haven't. I'm gonna return with the next video once I'm finished with everything and give you a little more solid information, understanding of the my little thoughts about the game. Okay, so at the moment what I can say is the campaign and the early stages of the end game are really fun. Okay, um, it doesn't really feel like a boring stuff to do. It's really nice. Now, I wish they could have. I wish we could have more access to skill points. I think more skill points would be nice. Maybe some rewards with skill points on the campaign, as they did on the Path of Exile. That would be nice. And other than that, I think the trade market is really good. It works. I think items are really interesting. The aesthetic of the items, the art, the graphics of the game is everything just so cool, and it's a really amazing game to play. I really recommend you to try it out if you haven't. And if you're not a Path of Exile player, don't worry. You're gonna. It's a lot more friendly to new players than Path of Exile, so you're gonna get yourself along pretty well. And for the Path of Exile 1 players, yeah, I think you should try it out, okay? But if you don't wanna spend your money like on the game that you don't really gonna regret later, just keep on mind that this is a much slower paced game, much slower paced game than Path of Exile 1. But it still is a lot of fun, and the most you really feel that it's really challenging. You just sometimes you just don't, because sometimes the Pathfics like one you just run through a pack and don't even see the color of the pack, the name of the monster, anything. They just explode. And here, you like there are some really chunky monsters in here that are supposed to be more tough than the others, and this is really nice. You can see him attacking a lot more. His actions, his patterns. It's more challenging, but it's more rewarding as well. I must confess. I just wish they could buff a little more of rewards, but this is another point. Okay, so that's it, guys. I'll see you next video once I finish everything that I had to finish and got all set up for the real end game. Showing some footage of some boss, getting some boss, end game boss, and yeah, maybe I'll even get some gambling with this girl. What's the name of it? No, it's not her. The Alva. Trying to get the Astromentis. Yeah, not this time. Alright, guys. See you next time.